If was released in 2024 and was directed by John Krasinski. It tells the story of a young girl named Bee who's going through a very unpleasant experience, and she starts to see everyone's imaginary friends, as their real life friends have now gotten older and have now left their imaginary friends behind. So, I got the chance to see an early screening of If. It has a early preview showings this weekend for the UK and Ireland. I meant to see it yesterday, but sadly, the bus never showed up. So, yeah, that wasn't. Let's just say I wasn't very happy. I was very pissed, not gonna lie. But I finally got to see it today, and I went to see it with my friend Tig, and we both thought the film was very good. Yes, I have to say, I was very surprised with this movie. It was actually better than I was expecting. I'd seen the trailer a few times, and I thought it looked interesting. It looked like one of those funny, interesting, entertaining movies. And that's exactly what I thought, except what made it better was that it actually has a lot of heart, especially in the third act. The third act is excellent. It's very charming and very, very heartfelt. There's a lot of heart in this film. The story is really nice, it's really interesting, it's very creative with the locations and the locations of the imaginary friends and, what the characters imagine. It creates like a new location. It's really cool. It's just so much fun to watch and just so entertaining. I think the second half is when the charm really kicks in. The film gets very charming, it becomes much more heartfelt, and I think especially with the ending, that the last 20 minutes is when the heart really kicks in. And I have to say, I was very surprised with the story. It was really interesting. My only big problem was the pacing. The pacing at times was very on and off. The second half's pacing was much better. The pacing was much smoother and it was smoothly sailing. It was the first half, especially in the beginning, where it started off quite slow. It kind of felt a bit dragged out a little bit with the beginning of the movie. It was kind of taking a while for it to get interesting, but once it got charming and more interesting, it started to have its flavor, and it started to become a very charming movie. That's all I can say, really. The storyline was very charming, really enjoyable, and full of heart. I was very surprised with the film, and it was actually really funny too. A lot of the jokes actually made me and my friend Tig laugh a lot. I was very surprised with the film. It was very entertaining. Visually, it's great. The designs are great. The locations, like I say, they're really good. I think the actors do a really good job. They play their characters very well. And I think overall, every actor really suited their character. They brought their character to life. So the performances, the visuals, the designs of the film, really good. Very, very good. Bee was actually a really good protagonist. I actually really enjoyed her character arc in the film, and it was really interesting to see where it was going to go. There were times where you could say it was a little predictable, but I actually thought there was a few good twists and turns with her character development. Ryan Reynolds' character, Cal. At first, I thought, when we first meet the character, I kind of thought, there doesn't really seem to be much to him. But as the film goes on, he gets much more interesting, and his character development is really good. The performance is excellent, and the character is just really good. He's so well written. Steve Carell's character, Blue, actually better than I expected. Really funny, really lovable, and really charming. And the other imaginary friends, really good characters. They all gel together well, and they really help with the film's plot and character development. So I have to say, the characters in the movie were really good. Every character was involved with the plot. There were some characters maybe in the background that I kind of felt we could have got a little bit more backstory. There's a certain character who I'm not going to spoil. I just kind of wish we got to know him a bit more. I think it would have helped the heart of the film. It would have made the relationships a bit more personal. But I still thought the characters were really good, very nicely written. And Ryan Reynolds' character was just so much better than I was expecting. I have to say, the characters really surprised me. I really dug them, and I really liked the relationships between the characters. The music is done by Michael Giacchino, and I have to say, I really thought it sounded like a lot like the Tom Holland Spider-Man movies, especially the beginning theme that we hear in Spider-Man Homecoming. There were pieces of this music where I was kind of going, is that the music from Spider-Man? I was like, oh my god, it is! So I have to say, Michael Giacchino did a really good job with the soundtrack. There was a creative music choice. I won't spoil it, but it was really entertaining. It was really fun. So the soundtrack of the film, really, really good. I have to say, If was such a big surprise. I really, really enjoyed this film. Overall, despite a few pacing issues and maybe one or two underdeveloped characters, I have to say If is a big surprise with a really nice story, great visuals and acting, really good characters, great soundtrack, and overall just a really good movie. I'm going to give If a very, very strong 8 out of 10. So yeah, If is definitely one of the best films of the year so far. It was great. I have to say, I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I might even go see it again. I actually think it's one of those movies, maybe like Migration, it could get better if I watch it again. So yeah, it's a really good movie. Thoroughly enjoyed it, had a lot of fun with it. It's definitely worth seeing when it comes out. It's a great film. Honest to God, I really liked it. And I liked it more than I thought I was going to. So I have to say, I'm really happy I saw it. And it was great. It was really, really good. So yeah, that's it for my review of If. Stay tuned for my next review, which is going to be on the Garfield movie. I'm very intrigued to see what that's like. And until then, everyone, take care, guys. Thank you all so much for watching. And until then, skidoosh.